Knowing your way around a racetrack is one of the most fundamental parts of a racing game experience. And in this video, I'm going to help those who are new to the game and also some of the more intermediate players of Gran Turismo Sport who are looking to improve their driving skills. Before I get into this video, I want to say a huge thank you to everyone for over 900 subscribers on this channel. At the time of recording, I just hit over 930 subscribers, and that is just blowing my mind. It is insane. Thank you guys. Now, a very large part of becoming a better driver in any racing game is going to be consistency. Being as fast as Lewis Hamilton one lap and then being a total mess the next lap isn't going to get you anywhere. By far the most important thing is being able to do a consistent lap time, lap after lap after lap. And in this video, I'm going to give you tips on braking, cornering, and accelerating in order to help build up your consistency. Now, first off, one of the most important parts of learning how to drive quickly is learning the racetrack. When you're first starting off, if you are very new to racing games, very new to Gran Turismo Sport, I highly recommend picking a very small track to start off of. Tracks like Scuba or Laguna Seca are perfect for this. Now, before you become fast, you have to be consistent. What I mean by this is that you have to take quite a long time and slowly start building up your knowledge of the racing line of the track and trying to experiment with different angles in certain corners to slowly start to add speed, and eventually you will start becoming faster and faster. Now let's go more into in-depth. Braking is the most common mistake I see happening in beginner racers. Which is funny because braking is one of the most important aspects of not only driving a vehicle on the street, but especially on the racetrack. One of the best ways to start becoming a better driver in terms of braking would be to find an important and obvious braking point. Now, what is a braking point or a braking marker? A braking marker can be something like a meter board, a tree on the side of the track, or maybe even a sponsor logo that sticks out to you. You pick a braking marker on the side of the track, and every time you approach that certain corner, you brake exactly at the marker. If the marker happens to be a little too far out and you see that you're starting to approach the corner a little too slowly, move the braking marker forward a little bit towards this corner a little more. Just simple things like having a braking marker, you'll notice your lap times start to be so much more consistent because you're not randomly guessing where to brake. You're braking at the exact same spot lap after lap. Once you have this braking point down, one of the most common things I see beginners doing when they get on the brakes is they slam on the brake pedal or on the trigger on the controller all the way 100% down. This does absolutely nothing to help your braking. This, in fact, worsens your braking. What you're supposed to be doing is pressing the brake pedal or the trigger down 50 to 70% of the way. When you push the trigger down 100% all the way, if you have ABS on, all this is doing is you're overwhelming the grip capacity of your tires. The tires only have a certain traction limit that they can handle, and you're overstressing the tires, which is not allowing you to brake any faster, and it is allowing you to brake slower. When you push the pedal down, not all the way, but most of the way, you'll notice an immediate difference in how the car stops. Because you're not overwhelming your tires and you're keeping your tires right in that sweet spot, you will notice an immediate shorter braking distance than before. Just try it. I promise it seems counterintuitive at first, but as soon as you try it, you will never go back. Once you have your braking marker and you start to experience with fluctuating the brake pedal a little bit, try experimenting with different braking distances. So once you have your brake marker, just slightly maybe try going 5 meters, 10 meters, past it a little bit, just to find out how late you can actually brake. You'll know when you've gone too far, when you will no longer make the corner anymore. And that's when you start to step it back a little bit. With just these braking tips alone, you will notice an immediate improvement in not only lap times, but your consistency as well. Next up, let's talk about cornering. Like braking, start by finding a consistent spot where you turn into the apex of the corner. You could use a braking marker or just go by feel if you start to have a little more experience. similarly to the brakes, don't slam on the, steering all the way to the left, all the way to the right. Ease into the corner and ease out of the corner. There's nothing worse than when you slam your steering wheel all the way to the left and then the back end of the car swings out and you end up sideways in the wall. My next tip when it comes to cornering would be experiment with angles. What I mean by this is try first off your normal racing line, and then once you feel comfortable with that, try braking slightly later and then a little more to the right, and try and maybe take a later apex into the corner, which will allow you to have more top speed. This, for example, will help you if you have a very long straight coming up, and boosting your top speed at the end of that straight is really important. Lastly, when it comes to cornering, don't get in the throttle while you're in the corner. I see this all the time where people will brake and then they get on the throttle while they're turning in. This is a big mistake. From corner entry to corner exit. From corner entry, while you are braking, you get on the brakes in a straight line. And once you have slowed down enough to take the corner, you get off the brakes, turn in the steering wheel. And then as you clip the apex of the corner, slowly start to apply throttle while you're steering back to straight. Adding throttle during turn-in will unsettle the rear of the car, and unless you are a professional driver which can use that to your advantage, do not try this as a beginner. So to summarize everything that I've mentioned so far in this video, don't try and become the next Ayrton Senna or Lewis Hamilton overnight. It is not going to happen for anyone on this planet. You will make mistakes, but those mistakes are very important and vital to your driving experience. And the number one thing that is the most important thing in any sort of way to improve your driving skill is practice. I know everyone says practice, 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 but seriously, practice is the only way to improve. You're not going to improve by not playing the game or not driving. And convince yourself to sit down and master this track. And if you're eventually, you get frustrated with the track, you're not happy, take a break and come back the next day. You'll be surprised at what a clear mindset with the skills that you've learned from before will help you in terms of consistency. You will notice a big difference in becoming faster. Okay guys, that is it for this quick video for beginners. I am thinking of also doing a more advanced one of these for some of the more advanced drivers out there and the more beginners. Once they start to feel more comfortable, I'm going to share some more advanced driving techniques like trail braking and using your throttle and oversteer to your advantage. So if you want to see more videos like that, please leave a like and consider subscribing to the channel. Alright everyone, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.